reminder. Yes! Yes! Yes, yes! Up. Good girl.
You know, if it wasn't for you, I kind of wouldn't be as strong as I am right now.
Hey y'all, it's Summer back with another video, and today we are just going to talk about the difference between service dogs, emotional support dogs, and therapy dogs. So, let's see. Different. Therapy dog. Okay, so what's the difference between service, therapy, and emotional support dogs? I know a lot of people tend to, I guess, take their dog into Walmart or mall or whatever, and try to pass it off as a service dog. There's a lot of those on the internet, on YouTube, anywhere, and a lot of people run into those things with legitimate service dogs, so forth. Me and Max has not ran into one, thank God, not yet, but I'm probably jinxing myself right now saying that. But I have, whenever I did a quick going into Walmart, I have seen small dogs and stuff in there, and they just do whatever they want, which is not good. But the difference: a service dog is trained to help people with disabilities such as visible or non-visible disabilities, like illnesses, seizures, diabetes, etc. A therapy dog is trained to provide comfort and affection to people in hospitals and all that. And then emotional support is provide their owners therapeutic benefits through companionship. So what it was basically saying there is a service dog is basically trained to do certain tasks for someone who has a disability. It could be a disability that you can clearly see, like someone in a wheelchair, or it can be a disability like mine where I don't even look like I have a disability at all. If y'all did not know, Max is a psychiatric service dog, which I will get into that actually. Psychiatric. So, Max is a psychiatric service dog. Okay, so there's 10 types of service dog. There's guide dogs, hearing dogs, mobility dogs, diabetic alert dogs, seizure alert dogs, seizure response dogs, psychiatric service dogs. Psychiatric service dog is what Max is. These types of dogs assist people who are suffering from illnesses like depression, anxiety, and most often post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, can affect people after they're served in combat, worked as a first responder, or etc. The human handlers in this category can feel hyperventilate about their safety, and service dogs can make them feel safe by doing things like entering the home before the human, doing stuff like that, and turning on the lights with a foot pedal. These dogs can also help PTSD sufferers who feel overwhelmed in public places by creating a physical barrier between the handler and others, giving the handler more personal space. Many PTSD sufferers find that having a service dog to care for forces the human can also take care of themselves by getting out into the world and getting experience with their dog. And then number 8 is an autism support dogs. And then 9 is FASD service dogs. And then 10 is allergy detection dogs. So that's what Max is a psychiatric. Okay, a service dog training is often just what you want to train a service dog if you're in the beginning or something and you don't have a lot of money to get a trainer or anything like that. What I normally do first with my dogs, and of course Max is my only service dog right now. He's almost fully done with training. He just needs just a couple more things to learn, and he'll be fully a service dog. But I train all my dogs this firsthand as soon as I get them as a puppy. Is just the basic commands: sit, lay, stay, come, heel, just basic commands like that. Excuse me. There are different commands for different things. So forth, Max, when I pass out or something, he lays on top of me until I become conscious. And I have a video of that, which he's still training for that, but I will show y'all the clip right now. Come on, Max. Come on. And leave it, Max. Sit. Sit. Wait. No, wait. Max, here.
Max learns fast. Is that what you said?
Good boys.
Okay, now,
And then Rock is right here, if y'all can't see. Rock is right here, too. Good boy. Up, Max. Maxie boy. Maxie.
That's the clip of what Max is training to do right now. So, with that being said, Max is learning how to alert to my passing out spills, my episodes, and when my anxiety gets up. He knows when my anxiety gets up because he's always alerted to me in different ways ever since he was a puppy. Because this one time I was at my dad's girlfriend's mom's house with Max, because I didn't go anywhere without Max since he was a puppy, and my grandma was like, well, you're not going unless Max can't go, you know, this and that. So it was basically my responsibility. And he was probably about a month old. And so I was going into an episode because I heard someone say a couple words that triggered me into an episode that I remembered my dad saying when I lived with him. And so after that, Max kind of jumped on me and laid down on top of me, and every time someone came close, he would kind of bark and growl at them and tell them basically to like back off, you know, like she needs her space. And once I started seeing that and my dad told me about it, you know, I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, this is good, you know, he trained his own self that, and I feel like this would work out. So that's when I started training Max to be a service dog. I didn't start training him until my doctor told me that I think that would be a good idea, because I suffer from severe social anxiety and depression, which is not good, but it is okay because I feel like I don't need medicine or anything, which I do take medicine, but I feel the need that I can do more with Max than what I couldn't when I felt uncomfortable. Because when I go in big places like Walmart, this and that, when it's actually really packed, the mall, stuff like that, I start to get overwhelmed and nervous, and I start feeling weak and stuff, which normally when I start feeling weak, I tend to pass out shortly after that. So having Max there kind of calms me down a little more, but he still kind of alerts and touches my leg when I need him to. But stuff like that helps me a lot more with him being there, knowing that I have something to comfort me and to warn me. But I used to self-harm a lot when I was younger, because I went through a lot of stuff. But Max, every time I try, Max kind of stops me the way I trained him to. So that's a little about Max. What do therapy dogs do? Therapy dogs are used for comforting people, like in nursing homes, like hospitals, stuff like that. And then an emotional support dog is basically there for calming someone down. Emotional support dogs do not have access in all public areas, but there are two legal protections. First, they can fly with a person who has an emotional or psychiatrical disability. Second, they can qualify for no pet housing. So that's a good thing. Whenever I went to the hospital when Casey had her baby, my sister's husband, my sister's husband's mom was like, oh, well, Max was so mean and stuff to me whenever I am at the house and stuff, but now he's just like so sweet and stuff. And the reason that is because when Max is home and he knows he's not working and it's his day off and he's free to do what he wants, he's in a protective state. He kind of knows that, and he's always been like that. So whenever she was kind of shocked, I guess, I kind of just stood there, and my anxiety was getting up because they started talking all of them at once. You know, there's like 8 to 11 people there in one little area, and it started getting me overwhelmed and anxious. So Max kind of stopped letting my boyfriend's niece play with him, and he kind of came over and just sat by me and kind of put his head on my lap. And that is also another sign where, hey, like, you're about to go into an episode, you need to either get out of this area that you're in, or you need to go somewhere and sit down so I can give you DPT. DPT is deep pressure therapy. That's what Max does a lot for me. I plan on eventually getting a pouch to put on to his vest so I can carry my medicine in it. But for now, I carry my medicine in my car. When I do in the first of the month, I do plan on getting a pouch where I can put on his vest so I can put my medicine and stuff in there when I need it. Because sometimes my episodes get so bad where Max can't control them at all, and I need my medicine, which calms me down. Not fast, it takes like an hour, hour and a half to actually calm me down. But with Max there, I feel more comfortable knowing that he's there to watch me and make sure nothing bad happens. But with all that being said, Max is a wonderful dog. He has learned so fast. He's only 2 years old. So yeah, but going back to whenever my sister had her baby. I'm all over the place tonight. I know I had a cup of coffee. I am so sorry. But whenever we was at the hospital, my sister had to get a C-section. If y'all haven't saw the video, I'd go check it out. but my sister had to get a C-section. But whenever all of them were like, oh my god, he's so sweet, you know, this and that, blah, 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 you know, I was like, yeah, he tends to be sweet when he's working, you know. And then my sister's husband's mom's like, oh, so why do you get to bring him everywhere? And then my sister's husband's like, oh, he's like emotional support dog, but she puts the vest on him because she can bring him everywhere, this and that, you know. And when he said that, you know, my anxiety got up, so that's when Max came to me and sat down and put his head on my leg. But in reality, I know this is all new for my family. I know a lot of people don't understand why I have Max. They think like, oh, well, she's just dumb for having him, you know, like I don't support her with it, this and that. But it's like, I feel like it's weird because it's like, you don't even know why he's here. You don't even know why I have him, you know, but y'all just want to speak up for me and just be like, oh, he's emotional support. Oh, he's a therapy dog. Oh, he's this and that, you know, not even considering that he could actually be a legit service dog. And yes, I understand. There's no certification for service dogs. There's nothing of that. I understand that. So it's kind of hard. But a difference between an emotional support dog and a service dog is emotional support dogs ain't trained to provide or comfort someone like Max does. Max is specially trained to perform tasks that emotional support dogs are not trained to do. Emotional support dogs are basically just pets that go everywhere with you, which I know that helps a lot of people, but it really never helped me at all because, I mean, everywhere I go, my anxiety's always up. Like, if I go to a restaurant, if I go this or there, you know, like, it's always up somehow in some way. I don't know if that's just because of my social anxiety being so bad or my depression or what, but it gets up a lot. And it's not fun, so that's why I have Max. But if you hear Max in the background, he's snoring. But I will tell you, it's not fun having a service dog. It's like carrying a kid everywhere you go. It's hard work, especially because every time we go somewhere, at least 5 to 15 people stop us depending on where we're going, asking questions such as, oh, what does he do for you? Oh, what kind of service dog is he? What breed is he, you know? How old is he? Can I pet him? And it's just a lot because it's like, I don't mind the questions, but it does get boring after knowing that everyone's going to ask the same question. And a lot of times, a lot of people's like, hey, what breed is he, you know? And I'm over here thinking, do you not realize that he's a pit bull, you know, like his stance, you know? So I'm over here, oh, he's a pit bull, and a lot of people's like, oh, really? This and that. Why ain't he vicious? Why don't he fight other dogs, you know? Like, people have pit bulls just as, like, category 1 of dangerous dogs. And that's not true, and that's what I'm trying to teach people. Like, when I went into McDonald's, this one woman's like, oh my god, I've never seen a pit bull service dog. And then when I went into Texas Roadhouse, all the waitress was like, oh my god, I've never seen a pit bull service dog. I've only seen like Labradors, you know, Collies. But this is awesome knowing that there's a pit bull service dog that I've seen, you know. And everybody that sees him is just so excited because he's a pit bull and he's a service dog, and they hardly ever see that. Like, they always see like Border Collies, German Shepherds, Rottweilers, Labradors, Golden Retrievers, you know. Like, a lot of people don't have pit bull service dogs in the US. Like, nobody trains them. Nobody will train them because of their breed. So, yeah, but it says that pit bulls are one of the smartest breeds ever. So that's why I kind of started training Max, and plus he was my only dog I had. So he does actually really good in public. He minds. We still have little things to work on, but it's fine because I have all the time in the world because he's only 2 years old, and I plan on retiring him when he's about 6 years old, 5 or 6, depending on like how he is around that time, this and that, you know. He's turning 3 this year, November 3rd. He was born November 3rd, 2017. So he still has like 3 years to work, which I am very happy for. But whenever it comes to a year before he retires, I do plan on getting another puppy. So yeah. But that's just really all. Max is a very good dog. I get a lot of hate comments and stuff like that from people who just don't understand, and I get a lot of mean comments and remarks and stuff from people in public because he's a pit bull and he's a service dog, you know. So yeah, it's just a lot to deal with and stuff, but it's worth it, you know. I wouldn't have it any other way. If I could restart and have any dog I want to be my service dog or to train them, I wouldn't want any other dog, just because Max is the best dog that I've ever trained in my life. Poe, he was 4 years old, I think 4 years old, whenever I had him. And ever since I had him, I fell in love with pit bulls. But Max is probably my #1 priority. And of course my other dogs, but Max helps me a lot more than what anyone or anybody or anything could possibly ever do, and I'm thankful for that. But yeah, that's really all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that bell up top and stay tuned for the next video, and don't forget to hit subscribe, because I know a lot of y'all are watching my videos but not subscribing. So please go subscribe. It would help us out a lot. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.